0.1 actuation is fast, but what about 0.01 millimeters? Technically, it's 10 times shorter travel, and on paper, that sounds insane. Most Holofy keyboards only offer 0.1 millimeters actuation, but not with this keyboard. You can use as low as 0.01 millimeters actuation. At just $129, this keyboard offers more than that. A customizable screen, soft typing feel, and actually a good sounding board, which is not the usual case with Holofy keyboards. Let's see how good it actually is. Sikakeep sent this board out for review, but like always, any opinions are purely my own. Starting with the case, it's made out of ABS plastic, so it doesn't have that premium aluminum feel, but on the flip side, it's very lightweight, around 944 grams, which is pretty close to the wooden ADHD with the plastic case. It also has rubber feet and flip-out stands that are grippy enough to keep the lightweight keyboard in place. Knocking the case, I don't hear any hollowness, which means it's built quite well. The reason is, internally it has multiple layers of dampening foam, from PCB foam, plate foam, PE foam, and even a silicone pad at the bottom. It leaves almost no hollow space, and the result is a very creamy sound profile that you don't really find in Holofy keyboards. But we'll talk more about that later. Layout wise, it's an 80% keyboard, basically a more compact version of TKL. You get a full F-row, arrow keys, all while keeping the size small enough to leave plenty of room for your mouse. I play on very low sensitivity, and even with big swipes, the keyboard never gets in the way. There's an RGB strip on the side and a built-in screen on top of the right corner. You can upload your own images or even GIFs, which gives it a bit more personality. You will never guess it, it also has mini games built into it. Not really useful, but it's very fun to see. The colorway has a retro vibe that might not be for everyone, beige case, red accent keys, but personally I like how it looks. It's different since no Holofy gaming keyboards have gone for the retro colorway. There are also extra keycaps in the box for you to change things up. This keyboard has a gasket mount and it feels nice to type on. It's quite bouncy and you can clearly see the flex here, and I'm not pressing the keyboard that hard. Many keyboards claim they have gasket mounts, but not all can deliver a good one, and this keyboard delivers it pretty well. You can make it even bouncier by removing the foams and silicone installed, but it will sound very hollow. Plus, opening the case is freaking hard and painful since there are no screws in the case. You just gotta yank it open, and I hurt myself during the process. And the funny thing is, after I opened the case and tried different configurations, the stock one out of the box is literally the best one. I recommend not changing anything with the keyboard. With all the foam and dampening inside, it makes the board sound creamy but a little bit more muted. This unit comes with Gateron Magnetic Jade Pro switches, and they are easily some of the best magnetic switches I've tried. I would say even better than the normal magnetic jades, with a deeper sound profile. There's very little stem wobble, and the preloop stabilizers are very good. And of course, it's hot swap if you want to use other switches. Now for the real reason people buy Holofy keyboards, performance. The HM80 supports adjustable actuation from 0.01mm to 4mm. 0.01 is insanely low. Technically, it's 10 times shorter distance than 0.1mm, but in reality, you won't be playing 10 times better using it. At 0.01mm, it's so sensitive that even just resting your fingers can be enough to trigger the keys. It takes me some time to adjust to this low actuation point, and for most of you, I don't recommend going that low because it's way too sensitive for most games. For example, in Valorant, where you need to stay still while shooting, even the slightest movement can mess up your accuracy. Different case in games like Marvel Rivals and Overwatch, where you can still shoot accurately while moving, using 0.01mm feels crazy responsive. And I actually enjoy using it. Even though it's not a huge game changer, it's still very nice you get the option of using the keyboard that fast, and I do wish other keyboards didn't limit their actuation point at 0.1mm. Other than that, everything else works perfectly fine. Responsive rapid trigger, SOCD, and 8000Hz polling rate, top spec, but you won't feel the difference in gaming. Now, the software is unfortunately not the best part of the keyboard. It's not web-based, which I think should be the standard these days. Once you install the software, it has everything you need. Adjusting actuation, rapid trigger, remapping keys, screen customization, lighting effects, SOCD, and other magnetic switch benefits. I would say it's functional and complete, but the UI could definitely use some polish to make it more user-friendly. Or maybe in the future they will release the web-based software. It would be even better if that happens. But for now, this is what we get. A small issue I have is that there is no white color with the keyboard. I set the RGB to white many times and it keeps showing me a light blue color. Not sure whether the issue is software or the hardware, but yeah, a minor issue worth mentioning. Overall, the SikaKeep AHM80 has many great aspects and a few things to improve, but it's easily in my top 10 Hall effect keyboards. To me, the biggest selling points are the ultra-sensitive 0.01mm actuation point, comfortable typing feel, and actually a great sounding keyboard, which is not the usual case in Hall effect keyboards. You don't hear that chattery sound most Hall effect keyboards have. The case was painful to open, kinda hard if you wanna customize the internals, no white RGB color, and the software could be much better. But other than that, everything else is solid. It goes around $159 at the time of this review. You can have a $30 discount if you use my code FAINS at checkout, cutting the price to just $130. Definitely still not budget category, but considering the features, performance, and especially the sound and typing feel, I would say it's a very solid keyboard for the price. If you want something more premium for $40 extra, SikaKeep made a premium version of the HM80. Besides the price, there are only a few differences. It comes with a cool thin keyboard case, different case material, keycaps, and switches. The aluminum version has more premium build quality, not just full aluminum case, but also this weight at the bottom, making the total weight about 2.4 kilograms. Even my coffee scale cannot handle it. It's built like a tank. Topographic keycaps make the RGB pop even more, and the switches are magnetic jades. Other than that, everything else is the same: gasket mount, customizable screen, and software. Personally, I preferred the cheaper version because I think it just sounds better and I like the simple aesthetic. You can enjoy $30 discount for any of these keyboards just by using my code FAINS at checkout. I'll put the links for both in the description and pinned comment if you want to check them out. Go.
I'll take it, thrashes. Last player standing.
Oh. Enemy kill.
One enemy remaining.
กะเต้ากะแกตุ๊
Pulse ready.
Where's your spear?
Be faster.
Smoke them, smoke them.
1-5-1.
masuk dong karena shot
Udah, udah.
No charges left.
Ekor masih belum tahu.
Spike planted.
Oh nice, sudah depan.
One enemy remaining.
Punya gua, punya gua.
Ini
Thank you.
aduh
Refreshing. Shot something. That's 3.
One enemy remaining. Spike down mid.
Looking for ace.
Drop in a smoke.
terus di smoke terus
flashing.
Bomb buddy out.
Gue udah satu flash lagi.
Here comes the party.
One enemy
Pray
remaining.
for me.
Nice, mantap bang.
Grenade.
Flashing.
Oh.
Nice.
One enemy remaining. Spike down.
Spike carriers down.
Spike down B.
Anjir.
sorry
Maju nih. Satu lagi.
remaining.
Bombe.
Spike down B. One enemy remaining.
Grenade!
Gimana gimana?
Go get him.
Unknown. Oh iya bener ya bro. Planting dia.
What? Nyampe lagi. Kita aku. Ah,
Enemy remaining.
Gotcha, fun. My turn.